On March 16 of 2016, Trooper Thomas L. Clardy was killed in the line of duty when his cruiser was struck from behind while on a motor vehicle stop on the Massachusetts Turnpike. The Massachusetts State Police lost not only a co-worker that day, but a brother. The Clardy family lost a father, a husband, a son. We will never forget.
First was introduced to Tommy in 2012 when he transferred into the troop. I actually tried to recruit him for the CAT team because he came highly recommended. His work ethic was second to none. He was a lead OUI guy in the state where he came from C Troop to us. I had the pleasure, I was transferred here in 2014 as the station commander. I had the pleasure of working directly with Tom every day. His work ethic, as I already said, was just unbelievable. And he seemed to always be here, like most of the troopers here. He was a good family man. Was working extra shifts to always provide for his children and his wife.
I was Tom's supervisor on the evening shift. He was an outstanding trooper and made quality arrests. He's going to be sorely missed. Guys like Tom really made my job as a supervisor very easy. Like I say, a Semper Fi, brother, we miss you.
Interaction with Tom came at the end of my shift and the beginning of his. He would always come in about 15 to 20 minutes early, and we'd sit down and talk everything about sports, what's been going on with the job, personal life, family, whatever was on our mind of the day. And no day ever went by without me having a smile on my face after talking with him. He was a dedicated person to his family. He was dedicated to his profession. He was an asset to the Commonwealth. He would be out there working his patrol. He was hard, but he was fair, he was compassionate. And that's all we can ask of any of our troopers on the road today. Again, as a family man, that was his #1 priority. He had his priorities straight. And I will miss him, I will miss our conversations, and we will always remember Tom.
I've had the pleasure with working with Tom for about 4 years, ever since he came to the Charlton Barracks. The reason I say pleasure because Tom was a very, very funny man. He had a way with words, the way he told his story, especially his reports that always leave me laughing. Never saw Tom in a bad mood. I'm sure he had bad days like everybody else, but I never saw it. Tom had 14 years as a trooper, but he still had the fire for the job. He was always out there, very proactive. That stretch of road on that day that Tom was working is known for its high incidence of crashes, and that's where Tom chose to concentrate his efforts. If you were looking for Tom, you'd probably find him at the 81 crossover westbound. I used to call it Clardy Nation. Other people called it Clardy Corner or Clardy Country, but that was his little kingdom. And he would sit there and slow traffic down. And if you didn't slow down, Tom would stop you and write you a ticket. And if you were under the influence of alcohol, Tom would arrest you. He had a way with words, even with prisoners when they were brought to the barracks here. Nobody likes to get arrested, but by the time he was done with the booking process, he had them laughing and at ease. That's the way he was. He was very good with people like that. We all miss him very much, and right now all we can do is wait for time to work its magic and dull the pain at his loss.
Trooper Thomas Clardy, even though you're not present, you will always be in our hearts and our thoughts. I knew Thomas Clardy since the 77th Recruit Training Troop started back in November 1st, 2004. He was an outstanding individual, he was dedicated to his job, and he had a loving family, his wife Risa, and his children. He came to work every day for his family. He worked numerous hours. He was out on the road almost every day of the week, keeping the motorists safe and keeping everybody at work safe. Tommy and I worked the 3 to 11 shift out of the Charlton Barracks. Tommy and I had the same days off. We had numerous conversations regarding family, financial status, life, living, and the job. He was very well-rounded, always had a smile on his face, and always, always did what was best for himself and his family. He was out there on the road, writing citations, making arrests, and continued to strive and do what's right for his family. That's what he lived for. Even though he is not present, I know that he is looking down at all of us and keeping us safe. Trooper Thomas Clardy, my friend, my co-worker, you will be sorely missed. My thoughts, condolences are to you, to your family, to everybody who was affected by this tragedy.
Her memories of Tom. I was sending him out to coffee one afternoon. He took the order and he repeated and he asked as he was leaving, is there anything else that we need? And I jokingly said, if there was any extra money, could he get me a dictionary or a thesaurus so I could interpret some of his reports. He had some of the most creative reports, and he certainly increased my vocabulary in the time we spent together here, to say the least.
And I affectionately call Tom TLC. Those are his initials, but that's the type of person he was.
I'll miss that the most, seeing Tommy up there and day to day around here, around the building. He was a very quiet guy, but he had that dry sense of humor, and he'd just pop off with something that would have you cracking up. There's a hole in our heart here at Charlton. We're planning some memorials, and it'll never take the place of Tom, but it'll be a daily reminder to us as the sacrifice that he made for his family, all the time that he spent here with us, the dinners that we had together, the holidays we spent together. He'll never be far from our thoughts. I'd like to take a moment too to thank the outpouring of support from people around the state, around New England, across the country was just was tremendous. It was sometimes in this line of work you see only the bad things, and I think to all of us here, all the cards, fruit and cookies and things that we received here during those days since Tom's crash was a good reminder to us that there is a lot of good people out here, and a lot of people care about what we do.
He was, again, one of the greatest guys to work with, tremendous police officer, far better than most, and he's going to be greatly missed. Tom T. Terrific. He was always there for you. I guess that's all we can say that hasn't already been said. We're going to miss you, Tom.
Lay me down in the cold cauldron, wherefore many more have gone. When they come, I will stand my ground. Stand my ground. I'll never be afraid. Thoughts of him take away my fear. Sweat and blood hide my veil of tears. Once a year, say a prayer for me. Close your eyes and remember me.
Station 8 to cruiser 265E. 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 Code 4. Trooper Clardy, rest in peace, my friend.
Lay me down in the cold, cold ground, where a fool many men